Hello and welcome. This video is the next one in the series of manifesting the life you desire, um, the next part, the next step. So, if you're tuning in for the first time, I really recommend you watch the the other videos in this playlist, like in order, just so that you understand like what's going on, like what are you talking about. So in this installment, we'll talk about, okay, well, now that we've vented our fears and vented our situation and all this stuff, and we picked all the good stuff that we want to keep, now it's time to create. So this portion is called create. So what you want to do is you want to take a brand new clean page, whether you're using a journal, whatever method you're using. And now the exercise is to describe exactly what you wish your life looked like. And describe it in the same amount of detail as you would describe a memory. So I always find it really helpful to use memories as a template for this work. So I want you to describe, I think that in my experience, I think I had the best results when I described a day in the life of my new life kind of thing. And you start from, I wake up in the morning, I brush my teeth, have my coffee, whatever it is your morning ritual is. Describe where you're going, what you are doing, with whom. Describe everything, just flesh it all out in explicit detail, down to who is present with you, what you are discussing, what you are actually doing, how you are feeling in this new reality that you are creating for yourself. And by doing so, you actually put up the framework for what it is you want to manifest. So an example would be, I'm getting up. I'm getting up in the morning. I brush my teeth. I'm getting ready for. Let's say I'll use job because job is like universal. Um, so I'll use job as an example. But this could apply to anything in your life that you want to change, anything in your life anything new you want to bring into your life that you want to manifest. So begin by describing where you are going. And like in the past, this is where I held back a little bit because I didn't know where, but you could describe a place without it being specific, a specific location, like maybe a specific company name or a specific, entity. You could just describe that this is, the work that you are doing, the kind of people that you report to, the kind of people, and you want, this is where it gets a little, like, not a little, it gets very personal here. The kind of people you report to, describe the ideal situation of who you are reporting to. And for some people, it's like they're reporting to no one, they're self-employed, right? So still describe who you report to, even if it's you. Competent, fair, helpful, professional, knowledgeable, expert. This is what you want to describe the person you report to, whether or not it's you or someone else. Then describe the work you are doing. And this has to come not from here, it has to come from your heart. What in your heart do you want to be doing? And if you're not sure what it is in terms of tasks, describe the feeling of what it is that you are doing. Describe things such as, describe it with words such as work that I am skilled at. Describe it as work that I love, that, doesn't feel like work. Describe it as work where I get to channel all my abilities, my experience and my natural abilities and my natural talent. Work that feels like it's not work because it's just a part of me. So this is, what else how else can I help you with this part of the process? The best thing is to describe it like you would a memory. And some people find it helpful to first practice with pick a memory, pick a time in your life where you were completely blissful, or pick a time in your life where you were completely at peace with your what you were doing and where you were and the people that were involved, and describe that memory, and then use that as a template for what you want to create in the future, in the near future, and write it in the present tense. I am now working with people that are like-minded. I am now using all my skills and experience, and I find joy in the work that I'm doing, or I feel joy in the work that I'm doing. So get really specific. And this process can take as long as it takes for you to create it. So, or as long as it takes for you to hone it, to make sure that it's polished. View this process as what it really is. You are writing your life. You're writing the book of your life. But this time it's intentional. This time it's purposeful. Know that whatever you write down will come to pass. So be very careful about what you wish for, as the old proverb goes, right? So be very, very mindful and very, very specific, and take as much time as you need to reread it and to insert parts that you may have forgotten, to insert parts that you didn't think about the first time. And this can take about 2 to 3 weeks, because once you write out your perfect situation, okay, and you have to let go at this point. You have to not let those thoughts of, oh my gosh, that's impossible, that's pie in the sky, that's fiction, that's fantasy. Yeah, don't care. Okay? Even if it's fantasy, you write that situation down the way you wish it would happen. And it will. And then, after you've written all this out, for the next 3 weeks, you'll need to revise it. And, thoughts will pop in your head. So it's best to carry it with you or have it near you somewhere, because thoughts will pop in your head like, oh, I forgot to insert this caveat. And an example I'll give you has to do with relationships. On my website, there is the right relationship spell. And it pretty much follows this this course of action. Pretty much, it's this it follows this prescription, right? And what people have reported to me, and I experienced that as well, but people have reported back to me is that if they left out something that they didn't think of at the time, sometimes they're not happy with their results. For example, if you are doing this process for a relationship, look at the things that are important to you. And one that I find that is very commonly missed, and I will share it with you because here we are, we're doing this together. When it comes to relationships, you need to specify everything. Just like you do for job, just like you do with family situation, just like you have to do with any situation that you're applying this to. Very specific. And what's been reported back to me time and time again is little things like, oh, well, I'm in this relation, or I met someone, they're perfect, but they're married. Or they're in a relationship with someone else. So, you want some, if you're doing this kind of work for a relationship, you want to stipulate that they're free and clear and ready for a relationship. Some other things that have come up over the years that people have reported back to me, there's some things that we don't think about. Someone who respects me. Someone who respects me. someone who does not have, and no, you don't use words like does not have. Um, Someone who is healthy in mind, spirit, and body. Someone who's healthy in mind, spirit, and body does not have any addictions. So, there's these little caveats, and over the course of the next little while, we can discuss these little things. Pop them in the comments box below this video. You want to be perfectly clear. When it comes to, let's say, a job, for example, you want to make sure that you are being paid a fair wage, an adequate wage. You want to be paid what you feel you are worth. Put that number down. I don't care if you sitting there think that this is fantasy, or oh, it's impossible for my expertise or whatever. No one pays that much. You need to put that fantasy pay scale, fantasy pay, wage, hourly wage, yearly income, whatever that is. You need to write that down, and you need to get out of your own way and write it exactly as you want it. So, what other example can I give you before I let you go to your work on this manifestation? If it's a situation, if it's a situation that involves other people, you want to make sure that there's clear communication, that it's beneficial for everyone concerned, because you don't want to be in a situation where you've manifested something by taking advantage of someone else, nor do you want to manifest something where somehow you've managed to engineer a situation that takes advantage of you, right? So there's that as well. So get started with that. Please, if you are working on this with me, place comments in the comment box below. I'm happy to address these questions you may have at this point in my following video. My following video will be a follow-up, right? So it helps if you reach out to me, and if you don't want to leave it in the comments box, that's fine. Reach out to me via email. It's the email that's attached to my YouTube channel, and that's also my website video and all that. It's stabenedica@gmail.com. Reach out to me in private if you don't want to comment below, and even if it has anything to any part of the process from like video 1 till now, and I'll be happy to, without mentioning, of course, who you are, answer your concerns or provide guidance in a follow-up video. So that's where we are now, folks. I hope that so far this has been helpful. I'm looking forward to hearing from you if you do have concerns, queries, requests, questions, whatever it is. And yeah, let's get manifesting. Let's get creating. Let's make it happen. All right? Take care and talk to you soon.